Welcome back to HPL. Ostkaka dropped the game in that last one. Not the early pressure he wanted to get the job done. So this series is all tied up now in one game apiece.
Yeah, I loved the cue of his deck there, getting that Hunter deck. He actually got a matchup that, it's actually pretty good sometimes against Handlock. You can really leverage your hero power versus theirs and make theirs a really big liability during the game, but he had no early aggression, so he didn't really get to see that, puttering out there in the first couple turns and never really got the ball super rolling in that match.
Yeah, plus it's tough to chew through an 8-8 taunt. When your opponent's just leaving it sitting there on the board and then trying to fight their own game to get to it. So, I mean, interesting. It's anyone's guess at this point what they're going to play because Ostkaka's already mixed it up, and Kaldi queued up Hunter in game 1 and then went straight for Handlock in game 2. So both of these guys trying to get the upper hand in terms of queuing up their matches. Love the mind games that are going on.
Yeah, and speaking of mind games, we're about to find out what they are here. We got game 3, Ostkaka versus Kaldi.
I mean, the fact that these guys have gone opposite ends of the spectrum, Ostkaka going to stick with his Hunter deck, and this one looks like it's potentially maybe a little bit more aggressive. It does have Arcane Golem in here. We did see Glaive Zuko in the last deck, so I would kind of fully expect that he just got a pretty poor opening draw. Kaldi, he's going with Druid, and he's got an Innervate in his opening hand. Always a sight that's welcome.
Yeah, he had a Piloted Shredder in his opening hand as well, and he actually mulliganed it, so it's an interesting play from him there.
Yeah, kind of understanding that Keeper of the Grove is such an important card in this matchup. You need to be checking your opponent's minions and moving forward from there, and with an opening hand like Azure Drake, Ancient Allure, Savage Roar, I think he doesn't feel very comfortable with his hand.
Yeah, and Ostkaka actually has a little bit more of an aggressive hand this turn.
A little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Just the old double Mad Scientist Haunted Creeper Eagle Horn Bow. A little bit more aggressive than Animal Companion Eagle Horn Bow Kill Command. Able to get a lot of early threats on board and then start to turn up the heat on Kaldi. That's exactly what he's going to be looking for. Meanwhile, Kaldi's second Innervate, though, now this is a really interesting hand. There's a potential for turn 3 Ancient Allure in this matchup. Yeah. Though, Ancient Allure in this matchup oftentimes is used to actually gain 5 health and kind of continue that race situation where you put a lot of pressure out with something like Savage Roar, so your opponent has to either make the decision to trade in your minions and lose a lot of their pressure, or continue to go for face and risk something like that.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance we're going to see Innervate, especially with this draw.
Oh, geez.
We might see an early Dr. Boom now.
That is a huge draw from Kaldi. Look, he's even got a little bit of a smirk on his face. Like, yeah, just the old turn 3 Dr. Boom is the last thing Ostkaka wanted to see.
Now, before he drew Dr. Boom this turn, I really thought that he was just going to Azure Drake and then hold to play Ancient of Lore on 5 to have kind of like a full curve going on. But drawing the the Dr. Boom there, you cannot deny the fact that Dr. Boom is just such a huge play on this board.
Yeah, Ancient Boom is definitely going to deal some ancient amounts of damage here. Sights unseen with these boom bots. But, Ostkaka's not completely out of this yet. If these boom bots could roll poorly and keep his Mad Scientists in play, he could have Freezing Trap to back this up and keep this Dr. Boom from really getting out of hand early on. He's got ways to check it, but it's a matter of, is that efficient to do? Is that what he needs to be doing at this point? Because his hand is not constructed right now to deal with turn 3 Dr. Boom. Very few hands are.
I was going to say, I don't know many hands that don't have a BGH in them that are constructed to beat a turn 3 Dr. Boom.
Hunter's Mark would be great here.
Yeah, Hunter's Mark would also be pretty good here, but...
Yeah, he's going to see what this first trap is. We do not know, however, so going to be doing a little bit of guesswork. We're kind of feeling it out the same way that the players are. This is a really unique perspective to be going with. He can also quick shot this straight away here too, so going to be interesting to see. The last game he played as though it was Explosive Trap. We may see that exact same thing. Wow, look at this. I think this is Explosive Trap.
Yeah, I'm all for bluffing in games against good players and stuff because they usually, oh my God, what a top deck.
Oh my gosh, back-to-back huge draws from Kaldi is going to crack this game wide open. How on earth is Ostkaka going to reasonably deal with this kind of pressure?
Look at that grin on Kaldi's face. Wow,
this turn is just spelled. This game is just spelled out for you. Play the Keys and Mystics, steal it away, boom bot into the Mad Scientist. Maybe he wants to try to check the Mad Scientist first, though. What if there's a Freezing Trap behind that? Still going to check your Dr. Boom.
Yeah, I have to feel like if he takes this trap here and it isn't Freezing Trap, which we believe that it isn't, you might not see an attack from Dr. Boom this turn. Or you might just see...
it's going to attack first is what it's going to do. 7 points to the dome. Already Ostkaka down to 13. Trying to leverage his life total to, pick it off in a scenario where it might have been Explosive Trap. Kaldi goes with his 4 damage from the boom bot. Everything going downhill for Ostkaka in this matchup. If that's not another Explosive Trap sitting behind there, this game is done.
Yeah, he does have a way to answer the Dr. Boom here. He has Quick Shot and he has, Kill Command if he wants to take care of some of these. take care of some of these minions, but it's not. He's still going to be dying from like the Ancient of Lore and the Azure Drake and the Savage War that's coming out of Kaldi's hands here for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the problem is sort of exactly the same way it was last turn, except he had the early game to deal with this kind of pressure, but how does he follow up with this? Kaldi's still on 29 right now, and he's rolling into turn 5, and there's almost no pressure from Ostkaka at this point. And Kaldi's got a trap sitting down. He's got everything checked for multiple turns now.
I just keep looking at the board and seeing this trap on the Druid side of the board. It just keeps throwing me off this match. But yeah, Keys on Mystic is a huge swing card in some of these matchups.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just fully expect him to check this trap and go from there. I mean, maybe it's something like misdirection. He's going to be a little upset. I don't think it's really in Ostkaka's range right now. He doesn't strike me as a misdirection player. You can just kind of look at his face and see what's going on. So it is explosive trap. It's going to pick off this Dr. Boom. Still wondering what the trap is from Kaldi. Ostkaka knows what it is, though, because he's, it got stolen from him at this point. But again, with Sylvanas, two Savage Wars, and the Ancient Allure, he's not anywhere close to dying this game.
He's anywhere close to dying this game, and he has a lot of ways to actually finish this game off next turn with double Savage War. So if Ostkaka doesn't clear this Azure Drake, that's actually going to be the end of the game for him here. But he is going to use the kill command here.
Gosh, so brutal. And, the pittance of damage that he can throw out. That's exactly what's going to end up happening here. So it looks like that snake trap.
It's probably the snake trap, yeah.
So you can't really attack any minions either in fear of something like Savage War. And this Sylvanas, this is putting the writing on the wall at this point. Ostkaka needs 20 points of damage, and every single minion that sticks to the board threatens lethal at this point.
Yeah, I don't think Ostkaka is capable of doing 20 damage in a turn with just 6 mana from here. So it looks like Kaldi's actually going to get out to a win here and be 2-1 in this match. Now, Alpha's a good one, but it's not going to be good enough from here.
Yeah, just has to hope that Kaldi's hand is not what it is, and we can see that it's going to bring him down to 9, but that is not going to be enough. Kaldi's got 2 Savage Wars to finish this game off.
What a game from Kaldi here. We saw a turn 3 Dr. Boom and a Keys on Mystic being huge in this match. Jeez, he has so many hate swing cards in this match. What a perfect queue up by Kaldi, just knowing that Ostkaka would bring that Hunter deck again.
A perfect queue up, and what a perfect draw, too. I mean, turn 3 Dr. Boom, followed by the Keys and Mystic to steal that trap away after your opponent has already feigned that it was an explosive trap. Really good work here from Ostkaka, actually, too, to put his opponents in situations where they have to do guesswork. And typically when you see players playing, they play a little bit more honest, but Ostkaka's trying to take full advantage of that and leave his opponents in positions where the way that he's played, it looks like it's a different trap than it actually is.
Yeah, it has looked like a different trap every time. Great bluffing from Ostkaka here. So it actually just puts it in Kaldi's mind for the rest of the game that every time he plays a trap, it doesn't matter how he plays, I'm not going to be able to figure it out from that one. So every trap now could be any trap.
Yeah, but that's not near enough to beat turn 3 Dr. Boom and
not
turn
at
4
all.
Keys and Mystic and stealing one of those traps away from you. If you guys want to see this game completed in all its glory, you can head over to pvplive.net and check it out for yourself. Full recaps, VODs, and statistical breakdowns of everything that's happened in those games. When we come back, Kaldi's up 2-1, but Ostkaka, he only needs 2 straight to take this match off, but it's match point for Kaldi. So when we come back, Game 4 is going to be getting underway. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.